Oh man, so I leave my desk for 3 days and the cryptocurrency market is in complete turmoil. Look at Bitcoin on the chart falling low, then 24,000, touching 23,000 region. You've got Ethereum really struggling right now. We've got the Celsius issue we need to cover off. We need to look at the Phantom chart as well. Guys, so much going on. Smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, guys, sign up to BYBIT to trade any of these movements. Links in the description. But forget all that. We need to get straight into this, because Bitcoin has really been struggling here. We can see we were falling as low down here as 23,000. And what happened, right? What happened? Let's just zoom out a second, because you guys have seen my videos over the last 2 days from this very table here in this hotel room. And what have I been pondering? What have I been talking about? We spoke about Celsius, we spoke about staked ETH peg, and you've now seen that come to fruition over the night here. We've seen that the peg still hasn't been repegged. We've seen Celsius now block withdrawals, right? Let's show you this so you guys can see this. We've got Celsius blocking withdrawals, so people cannot now withdraw their money from Celsius. Now, why are they doing this? Well, they're doing this because there is a run on liquidity at Celsius. We spoke about this being an issue yesterday, that if people want their Ethereum back, remember the way this works, guys. When you go and stake your ETH on something like Celsius, the reason they were to give you crazy rewards is they go and take your Ethereum, which is supposed to be the collateral, they take it and they put it in risky places, okay? That's how they get yield, so they can pay you yield. So remember, and I retweeted this the other day, if you don't know where your yield is coming from, you are the yield. And this is frustrating because there's a bigger microcosm here going on, which I want to explain to you, which is quite, to be completely frank, it's quite frustrating to see this in the crypto space when you work so hard to grow the crypto space, as a lot of you guys are, to see that we're still falling for these same traps. We need to be able to self-inspect to say, hang on a second, this is not good enough. We're going to come on to that. So when you now go and want your ETH back, which a lot of people are now demanding their ETH back from Celsius because they start to think it's the next Luna, this is what happens, right? You go and ask your ETH back. They then have to go and sell their staked ETH for ETH to give you your ETH back. But the problem is staked ETH in something like Lido or wherever else they put it is very illiquid. They can't get access to it. So yes, it is one-to-one backed. Yes, they don't, move your ETH. It's on the smart contract. You can see it like all these people are saying. But if it's illiquid, it doesn't matter. That is a bank run, okay? A bank run is when you don't have access when people want it. And when do bank runs happen? Guys, you just have to study traditional finance. But I'm not asking you to do anything new. This is what's frustrating. All you have to do is, if you look at how Lehman Brothers, you look at all these banks, anytime there's been a bank run, how does it happen? Northern Rock here in the UK, for anybody in the UK, it happens during recessions. It happens during bear markets when things are down. Now, what happens is, everything is hunky-dory until there is a bear market. These companies do fine, but the reality is they will never fine. It's just in a bull market, anything can look good. And if you don't understand the fundamentals of these projects, you should be steering well clear. Because in a bear market like now, when the prices are also down, these guys cannot top up the coffers. In a bull market, when everything is beautiful, they fix problems with money. The flow of money is abundant, and they can fix all these issues. They've got mass liquidity. They can lend themselves something from another company they've got. They shuffle stuff around and everything looks fine, right? Everybody's making money. Great stuff. But when the reality hits, when the dawn rises during a bear market, then you see what is the substance behind these projects, what is actually adding to the community, what is actually being built, and what actually leaves a real impact. And that's where you see, and this, I hate to say it, when Luna happened, I said, I don't think it's going to be the last. And you can see now Celsius struggling. I really hope they make it through this. I hope it's different. I hope they, it manages to be something which people can ride to the upside and long again and go for it. But for me, it doesn't stack up. Just like Anchor Protocol doesn't stack up, whether Luna survived or didn't, I wasn't going to invest in Anchor Protocol. Whether Celsius survives or not, I'm not leaving my money in Celsius. That's the point I'm trying to make here. And what's frustrating is we've not managed to learn from traditional finance. Why do we have to go and make the same mistakes? If the whole altruistic motive of crypto was to do something different, to be the opposite of traditional finance, to be, the anti-traditional finance approach, then why are you going and making the exact same mistakes? And the reality is, it's human nature, isn't it? It's greed. It's the same people doing the same thing and just using and tarnishing the name of crypto, which is frustrating. But anything we can do to stop that, we should be stopping. And the first thing is stopping that greed within you to chase easy yield, high yield where you don't understand. I'll give you another parallel, right? When Web 2.0 started, everybody became greedy for things like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and we didn't realize we were selling our data. right? You were selling your data. Same thing here, okay? Just be cognizant of what's going on and understand how you're being manipulated or how you're being taken advantage of. So really important developments there. We'll continue to watch that. Right now, people cannot withdraw. I guess that makes sense from Celsius' point of view. They're saying, look, we don't want to run on us. Just stop. Let us go get the liquidity because at least we are collateralized, and then we'll give it to you. But it's still not great, right? It's better than Luna so far, but it's still not great. And this is having huge ramifications, right? If we go to the charts and we head on down to Ethereum, you can see Ethereum really is struggling right now, sitting at 1245. This is horrible. As low here as below $1,200. I think it wicked. Let's see what that latest wick there was. It wicked as low as 1176 on Ethereum. And this is horrible because now what you're getting is, if I go to the weekly chart, all you are getting is you're getting a retest of the previous run bull highs, and in fact it went lower. So the previous bull run high is that green line there at 1415, and you've gone well lower than that. You're getting a huge discount on ETH. And again, this is how a single project with bad intentions can really start to affect what is going on in the wider space on good projects. Something like Ethereum. Nobody can argue that Ethereum is not a great smart contracts platform. It's the best one we have to date. But the reality is, as in just proven one, right? But the reality is, if you have bad projects like Anchor Protocol, that can bring down something like Luna. If you have a bad project like Celsius, it can affect something like Ethereum. Will it bring it down? I don't think so. But the point is, it damages it, and it damages investors who are just holding ETH normally or operating in the ETH ecosystem without greed. And that's what's frustrating here. So you're getting that test here of previous all-time high. If you lose that, things really do start to get horrible here on Ethereum. I mean, the next level support, you can argue there's this support from here, right, which was the peak on the way down. That won't come into $800. And it's crazy to think we're talking about these numbers when Ethereum ran past 4,000 just months ago, right? And similarly on Bitcoin, if we go to the Bitcoin chart, all that's going to happen here is you're going to have to go back and test your previous bull run high. And we were hoping we were going to get this on Bitcoin. But the reality is this was never able to happen. And I've been speaking about this for a while now on the channel, is there is nothing that's going to allow us to break out on Bitcoin, right? You can look at it from a chart pattern. And this is why I make my videos, because a lot of people show you chart patterns and say it has to bounce from here. But the reality is you have to take the soberness of the markets, the fundamentals and the macroeconomics and say, okay, but is that chart pattern really possible right now? And I can tell you for a fact right now that some mega bounce is not able to happen right now, in my opinion, because the macroeconomics don't stack up. We've got the Fed meeting coming up tomorrow, the FOMC meeting, and the decision will be made on Wednesday. I will be live streaming that for you guys when I get back to my desk in London. And if we head on over to the Fed rate monitor tool, you'll remember that inflation came in super high, right? Record high. Pressure is mounting on Jerome Powell. Let's set the scene. Pressure is mounting on Jerome Powell from Biden, from people across the US saying, this is horrible inflation. We're feeling it at the petrol pump. We have no money left. And so you can see the double rate hike was all but priced in at 90% plus when we were checking this tool. Now, 40% of participants, based on the futures, right? This is based on futures, have priced in a triple rate hike for this week. Triple rate hike. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to go ahead with a 0.5. That being said, it wouldn't massively shock me if he went for 0.75. I think he'll stick to his guns and do another 0.5. But I think his rhetoric could be quite strong in the speech. The words he uses, he could come out, really hot and heavy and hawkish, and that could shake markets a little bit more and maybe set up a 0.7 basis point hike in the next meeting. So that's there. That's a worry. We've also got priced in for the July meeting. You can now see how that has changed as well. And people are pricing in more aggressive rate hikes in the future, whereas before people pricing in 0.5, maybe even a pause. No chance of that right now. And therefore, how can you say that economies are showing any signs of recovery? Does this show you any signs of recovery? I mean, if I click here, fear and greed index sitting at 11. When have we been this low for so long? It's horrible. It's horrible. It's very difficult. It's more painful than previous bear markets because crypto never faced such a prolonged global deep recession where there is no hope for it to kind of rise back. But the good news is, and we're not going to lose hope, and that's why we make this video, because the reality is those who buy now, those who dollar cost average and accumulate on their best plays right now will be the winners. Those who stay in the market. If you're a dApp developer, those who build right now will win. If you're an investor, those who invest right now will win. Right? Anything else, if you're an educator in crypto, those who educate now will win. Everything. If you're in the crypto space, you need to be working out. You can't go away now and come back. I've made that mistake before in previous bear markets and bull markets. It's like, I'll keep an eye on it, and then you don't keep an eye on it because you get busy in life and you start falling away from crypto. If you're in crypto, stay in crypto. Educate yourself. Learn. Watch these videos. Watch content. Educate yourself. Practice with chart patterns. Practice some trading. Increase your dollar cost averaging, right? And, bringing it back down to today, really, the European market's all down. It's another horrible day. So the US markets are set to open the same. European stocks down 2%. Bond yields are still spiking. Everyone's worried over possible recession. They'll all be looking to the US FOMC meeting for the interest rates as well. Asian markets getting battered as well, down 3%. So, it's not looking great for the US markets. Pre-market figures so far showing us we're going to be set 1.75 down on the Dow, 2.2 on the S&P, and Nasdaq 2.8. So you're unfortunately in a situation where you're getting really battered right now, and you're getting battered from the macro economy, which is not great. But on top of that, crypto is getting a battered which they deserve for their own mistakes, for their own greed, for their own building of projects which were inevitably going to fail in a bear market. And that's what's frustrating, is because I can handle the bear market stuff. And I don't think, we can handle the bear market stuff, and Bitcoin was doing that. It's been dealing with that for months. But when you get Luna, and then you get Celsius, you get, these, multiple different peg systems in the ecosystem. I've never been a fan of it. And, it then gets you worrying about Tether. What's going to happen with Tether? Again, not being a fan of Tether. I've been publicly been saying that. And those things are worrying, because you could be investing for, a really noble cause, doing all the right things, staying away from greed, staying away from anchor protocol, staying away from Celsius like I do. But still, it's affecting the Bitcoin price, it's affecting the Ethereum price. And all these things, along with margin, along with leverage, along with greed, are all the things which hold us back. And as soon as the community understands that, as soon as we can get past that and say, we're different to traditional finance, that was the whole purpose behind this, then we will have a more positive future in crypto. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it gives you a bit of a kind of more bird's eye view on how I'm thinking and what I'm thinking in this space. I mean, obviously we can get into more of the tactics in another video when I land back in London. I'll be in transit now for the next kind of 18 or so hours, but when I get back to my desk, no doubt we'll look at kind of more damage being done to the market. I don't expect this to recover anytime soon, but hopefully Celsius can patch up whatever they need to patch up, get their ETH out and give it to the people who want it, to prove, look, we are liquid, we're able to get it, and we can crack on. But from a technical perspective, don't be expecting any huge bounce to the upside. Casually dollar cost averaging, prepare for more downside. I mean, if you look at the Bitcoin price, I've been talking about this for a while, right? On this specific chart, going into the hourly, when we were in this channel, how long was I saying that we are heading down to pivot point 3, right? And not only did we go to pivot point 3, but we blasted past the Luna point, which was at the bottom here. This was Luna 2500 roughly, and we've gone all the way next down to our next support, the yellow line, and we're trying to get a bounce from here. I personally can't see a way where we're going to bounce from here, because the market's going to open up and give us more momentum to the downside. So really, now the question is, are we going to test the previous bull market run of 20,000? And if so, how strong is that in the light of the various things we've just discussed in this video? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash up the like button and subscribe. No panic setting, hold, see the course. And this is the key, right? At the end of the day, for us, if you're in high conviction plays, as long as you don't panic sell, as long as you're accumulating and you're building out your positions, you're figuring out how to get cash from other sources in this bear market and put it into crypto, because you're getting a crazy multiple right now. That is the solution, right? That is the way to do it. Not just moving your portfolio around. You need to get more cash and bring it into the market. If you guys want to trade, as always, check out the link to BYBIT. Yes, they're offering up to $5,000 in bonuses. Do not touch the leverage buttons. Do not touch the margin trading. Just do yourself some spot trading if you want a dollar cost average in there, which is what I do as well. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.